Lisa. Welcome to my craft room. I've got a new pop-up card today, and it's all about the gnomes. So the front has our little Santa gnome with our gnome house, and it says, from our gnome to yours. And then when you open it, you get this huge pop-up payoff. Aren't they cute? So before we go, I need you to go down into my description. There's a Cricut link there. I need you to click on that link, and it will put the base of this card onto your canvas, and you'll be ready to go. So let's go make it. Okay, here we are on the canvas. You should have this on your canvas. If you do not, go down in my description, click on the Cricut link there, and Cricut will put the base of this card onto your mat, and you'll be ready to go. So here's your envelope. I'm going to move that out of our way. These are going to stay white. 2 of these are going to stay white. This one is going to be light blue. So let's go ahead and get all of these colors changed. Then these 3 grays are all going to be bright red. If it has a score line or a pen line on it, you cannot do it in edit. So we're going to go to layers. There's your envelope. Let's find them. Okay, here is our first one. And it is going to be, let's pick this bright red. We are going to, how did I do that? Okay, fixed it. That's strange. Okay, and then this guy, he's going to be the red. I am all about cutting out the least amount of mats. So I know what was wrong. Okay, they have done this new thing on layers where you can pick a bunch of different things and it'll change all the colors. And I must have had both of these picked. The best thing to do is just touch over here on your canvas, and it takes everything away. I've picked the piece of paper. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pick the red. Now we're ready to go get our images. Okay, if you have never looked up images on Cricut with their code number, they all start with #M. And you can see that on here. Okay, and you can see that I've already got a list here for you. Your house is this bottom one, 2911316 F6. There you go, right there. And you're going to click on it. And it puts it down here by add. Once you get all of your images on here, you just click add, and it will put it on your canvas. And we'll be ready to go. Get all your images that are on this list, and I will meet you over on the canvas, and we'll get you ready to cut out. I'm going to fast forward. Okay, now we're here on the canvas. I'm going to pull our 4 gnomes for these little guys up here. This, we are only going to use the words. I'm going to ungroup him. I'm going to pull the words away, and this guy is delete. Let's see, here's our holly. I'm going to move it way up here. And here's our 2 little guys. Okay, first thing, we have to make backgrounds for all of these. I don't know if they're set up for vinyl. Probably. But for paper, we've got to have a backing for these. Okay, let's start off with our house. So let's go to edit and we're going to go to offset. Okay, you see how this is 0.069? Let's change it to 7 real quick. That looks good. So I'm going to hit done. And then you see that back here, right down here at basic cut, I'm going to change it to black. This black all the way over here. Then once we do that, I am going to group them together. And we're going to go in and do its colors. So let's go into layers. Let's go finding. There he is. We're going to start down here with the house part. They've changed this and it's really messing me up. Okay, this is going to be the white. This is the door, the ground, and the trunk. We're going to change this to green. Okay, we're going to use this green down here for all of our greens. Then we are going to duplicate this, just this one part. There we go. Because instead of the green, I want it snow. I want it white. So actually, I'm going to cut out a second one of these. That's the bright white. And then I will use the green door and the white snow. Okay, I'm going to move this up out of our way because we're done with that. Here we go. The other green. So what we need to do, go into edit, and we're going to change this to the bright green also. There we go. Our red, it is going to be this nice bright red, the same as our background. And let's change it to this bright yellow. Okay? We got to wait till you do the offset before we can do the size. And it is going to be 3.1 inches wide. Make sure that your button is locked. And it's going to be 3.1. Next thing we need to make is the snow. We're going to make this whole scene here. So first, we're going to duplicate this. That's going to be the easiest. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Duplicate. Then we're going to turn it white. Okay. Then I am going to change, not the width, just the height. So unlock your button. The height is going to be 2.25. I'm going to relock that button because I always forget and then it messes me up later. I'm going to go into shapes and I want this guy right here. He is going to be the same width as this, which is 3.5. Here we go. Make sure that it matches either side and the very bottom. And then we're going to pick both of those and we're going to hit slice. Then we'll pull this out. This is going to be our 3 pieces of snow for our bottom here. So I'm just going to sit this right here. And we are done with our snow. So I'm going to put it up here by our door. We do not need this anymore. Delete. We've got this guy. So let's go ahead and get his offset. Now, since we did that on the house, hopefully all of these will be the exact same. There you go. See? Okay, we're done. Black. He is going to be 2 inches high. You're going to go to height this time instead and just hit 2. Oh, see? If you did that, that's because I messed up. You're going to group these together. And then we're going to change it to 2 inches. Now, all we need to do is change his colors. So, let's go into layers. Let's go find him. Because we just offset him, so he'll be at the very bottom. Okay, now you're going to hit the beard. Let's check. If we fix all of these colors here now, it's going to be less for us to do in sync later. They've changed this and I am still getting used to it. Okay, this is going to be our bright red. We're not really changing colors. We're just making sure that they're all the same. Okay, our green is our bright green. And let's check our black. Oh, see, that's the wrong black. And we are going to stay, let's pick a good and easy flesh color. Okay, look, down here, I'm going to pick this one. He's going to stand here next to the house. And now we've got to make our sign. So the first thing we need to do is separate these two. We are going to use the Merry Christmas on the inside of the card, but it needs to be much bigger than the from our gnome to yours. So first thing we're going to do is we need a shape. We need a square. There we go. Let's bring it up. We're going to need this a lot bigger. It doesn't really matter how big. What we're going to do is we're going to put this over this all the way up. Okay, you're going to have to get it way big to see. So we're not cutting off any of the other letters right there. Do you see? Okay, then you're going to drag your finger or your mouse and you're going to pick all of those. Hit slice again. Take this out, delete, and there you go. These words are going to be 1.1 wide. 1.1. Ooh, look how little it is. Okay, we are going to need another square. Let's pull out our shapes that we need and go to actions and duplicate. One of these is going to be our stick and the other one's going to be our sign. We're going to unlock the button in between and it's going to be 1.16 wide and 0.91 high. 0.91. And here is our stick. Let's go ahead and do him and then we're done. 0.15 width. And 1.35 high. 1.35. There we go. And while we already have him and we're not going to do anything with him, he's going to be green. Okay. So he is done. I'm going to put him over here by our sign. We need to do our sign and we're going to slice again. I'm going to show you. You do not want to individually put all these letters onto your sign. So I'm going to show you the easy way. Now, if you have a white opaque gel pen, you can fill in all these letters with your pen. If not, you will have to use the inside. You will have to fill in the inside of the O and the R's. So first, this one is white. We are going to duplicate it. And this one is going to be red. Okay, the bright red. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to slice these letters out of this square. So let's bring them up front where we can see them. And let's bring them in here. Now, we need to make sure that we're right in the middle. So you're going to watch these purple lines. And once they get squared off. Okay, there you're in the middle that way. And there you're in the middle both. Okay. Then you're going to drag your finger or your mouse again and then hit slice. And that is going to slice your letters out. We don't need those. Delete. We're going to put this back behind it and boom, your sign is done. Like I said, you are going to have to glue in your O's and your R's. But it's much better than having to glue each one of these little tiny letters. This is the reason I cut off the tree. So our sign would fit there. So there you go. Your whole cover is done. Okay, let's do our Merry Christmas and our holly. This guy is going to be 0.6 wide. 0.6, make sure your button is locked. Okay, it's tiny, tiny. And let's do its colors and let's double check them on us here. It is going to be our bright red. And this, of course, is going to be our bright green. Here we go. Layers. Okay, and we need 2 of these. We're going to duplicate. Okay, we're going to leave those right there for just a second. You're going to need one of your white cards here. And we're going to do the exact same thing we just did with the sign. But this is going to be a lot bigger, so it's going to be a lot easier for you to glue these insides. Or, again, you can use your gel pen. So here we go. What we're going to do is we are going to... Hold on. We got to get it in the middle. I like that. Actually, I think I'm going to make it a little tiny bit smaller. You see how it's a 3.3? Let's try 3. Nope, too small. Let's try 3.2. I didn't write this down because I'd already sliced it out. I'm doing this pretty close to the top because we don't want it to interfere with our pop-up. So once you get that where you like it, then you're going to do it again. We're going to grab both of them, hit slice, delete. These guys go on either side of your Merry Christmas. I'm going to group this just so I can make sure that you kind of see what we're doing. And this guy is going to go right here. And you see the back of the card makes your red letters. And this guy we're not going to do anything to. He just goes right here. But speaking of this guy, let's go ahead and he goes down here on your bottom, and then the rest of them are just our 4 gnomes. Our bottom guy, he is also going to be a 2 inches high. Okay, and our colors, let's find him. There he is. Okay, our green, which is old hat by now. Our flesh color, and we picked this. Check our, and this is gray. I do not know why they make these gray, but I'm going to make them white, maybe because they don't show up well when you're making it. And this, of course, is going to be our bright red. And here is your gold stars, so you can make that any color that you want. I didn't use mine, so you can hit this little eye and it will take it away. Layers. And here is our little guy, and he goes right down here. Hey guys, I had to come back and stick this in here for you because guess what? We forgot to offset this little guy. So let's do that really quick. It's not going to change his size enough to even worry about. So you're going to go into edit. Let's hit offset. Mine is no longer set like yours is. Yours should be still at 0.07. Let's change this to black. And there you go. And you see it only put 1/10 of an inch on there. So I am sorry I missed that. So I'm adding it in right now. So all we have left is these 4 guys. We need to do our offsets for these guys. These all should be exactly the same. We're going to hit done. We're going to change it to black. We're going to do all of these the same way that we did before. And then we are going to group them together before we forget. Okay, here's this guy. Offset. Done. Change it to black. Apply. Group them together. Same thing. Edit. Offset. Done. And black. Okay, last guy here, offset, done, color, black. There we go. Now, each one of these is going to be 2.5 inches high. There we go. They are all going to be 2.5. Forgot to group that guy. If you come across this, just hit your undo button. Then group them together. Let me make sure. Nope, this guy's already grouped. So, back to edit. And 2.5 high. And 2.5 high. There we go. It said it was grouped. And it lied to me. Edit 2.5. Okay, now they're all done. We just got to do their colors. This is one of those cards that's long on the canvas but short on the table. Let's go back into layers. Again, we just need to start. These are all going to be here on the bottom because we just did the offset. That's just the way it works. Okay, click on your canvas over here to get rid of all your green. The red. We're going to do the exact same thing that we've just done to all the other guys. The flesh color. And of course, if you're African American or Latinx, you can change this to your skin color. Or if whoever you're giving it to. That's all you gotta do. That's super easy. That is the super nice thing about Cricut. I'm going to show you this. We're going to make this the same yellow as we made our windows. Okay? Because really, we only need the bell. He is done. Look how cute. And compared to how dark they are. Look how cute they are with our bright colors. Let's do this guy. Flesh color. This one. His shoes are green. Okay. Green. White. Bright white. So you see how everything that we're actually using in here are going to show up in this top area? And you see how it's slowly but surely shrinking? That's what we want. Okay, this is the holly on his head. And of course, it's going to be the green also. Then all of our reds. There we go. And what is the, oh, the whites on our candy cane. I hit cancel instead of apply. There we go. There he is. Let's do this guy. I'm waiting. I'm saving the brown guy, the guy with the gingerbread, for last. He is your present guy, and his shoes are red. I forgot that I had to change their shoes, that they were black. Okay, and then our flesh color, whatever your flesh happens to be, or whoever you're sending it to. The green. This is his red. And his white. And there we go. And he's all done. Here's our last little guy. The beard. So first, this is going to be his white beard. And this is the white on his hat. These two. Now, the nice thing about this is when you want to do two different things, I did them all in the same brown. I don't know why they did different browns. I have no idea. And I'm just going to pick this dark brown. It doesn't matter. His shoes. Okay, gingerbread guy's shoes are green. Green. You're almost done. I know this is pretty meticulous. But I'm going to show you why we have spent so much time doing this here in just a minute. Because it is going to cut down on a lot of our time from before. And there you go. Look at that. Okay, but first, let's go into sync. Sync tells us about our mats and what we have. So we want the least amount of mats. So you've got black, green, our brown gingerbread guy, blue, our red, our flesh color, yellow, and white. Look at that. We don't have to move not one thing. Okay, now I've got one more favor to ask. I need you to go ahead and glue all of these guys. You do not need to watch me do this. You are way too good of a cricketer to worry about that. I need you to go ahead and glue your house, your sign. If you're confused, you can wait and I will show you afterwards. And your two little hollies over here by your Merry Christmas. I usually just take everything and sit in front of the television and do this. You would die of boredom if you had to watch me do all this. So, do me a favor. Go ahead and glue all of these up. And then I will meet you over on the tabletop. And we will get this done super fast because you took the time to do that for me. So, there we go. You are ready to cut out. Put these together. Go ahead and glue them up. And I will meet you over at the craft table. Okay, here we are on the craft table. Thank you for gluing all these together. Boy, it is really going to save us some time. And glue. I use art glitter glue. I buy it with the refill and this little guy and this little tiny tip. A little bit goes a very long way. Envelope. You have one that comes with this. You just glue it and aren't these guys fun? They are so cute. They look like cartoons, don't they? I thought they turned out really well. Let's go ahead and get our cover done so it can be drying. We are not going to attach it to our card yet. Why? Because I never attach my covers to the card until the very last. Because if we mess up on the inside, you're going to have to make this whole cover again. And you don't want to have to do that. Okay, as we're doing our cover, we've got our snow. Now, you can ink your edges if you want. Do you see how I did that? Let me show you how. And you can do it. You can just define your edges with like a felt tip pen or anything. You don't have to use this. You can use a cotton ball or just leave them white. Doesn't matter. And that's your choice. So I've got this thing. You can use a makeup sponge, any of that. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of ink on there. And then I'm just going to go like this and just do it in a circular motion like this. And I don't want a ton. Look, see the difference? Not much on there, but it's going to define our different levels of snow. But you don't have to do it. We're going to put our 2 big pieces of snow on. We're going to save our little piece because that's going to go on top of our sign. This is going to go all the way to the bottom. And this one is going to go right behind it. Okay. So let's get them lined up. And once we get this one exactly where we want it, we'll take away the one that's in the front, get them glued down. Okay, there you go. So it looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch above. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is a handmade card. I am going to go ahead and tack this side down. So I know I've got it in the right spot. There we go. Okay, this goes along the bottom. Right here. And now you've got your snowy yard. Okay, and then a little bit of this depends on where you want it. I told you when we were on the canvas that I didn't use the tree. Okay, let's lay this out. Let's get our little Santa Claus guy over here. And there you go, just like that. Not hard or anything, especially since you guys glued all this stuff together. Can you imagine sitting here and watching me glue all that stuff together? That's silly. You are way too good for that. Plus, I'll take all my pieces and go sit in front of the TV or something. Too bad I can't take them to Special Olympics practice. That would give me something to do. But I take my iPad and design stuff if I need to while I'm at my son's Special Olympic practices. If you watched any of my videos, you know I have a special needs adult son. He's 26. He tears the tickets at our local movie theater. Okay, I want to put him down just a little bit. There we go, right there. And then our sign, and then we'll put our snow on, and we will be done. Let's make sure we put glue on our stick. Okay, now again, this is going to be a personal choice. I didn't want it to cover up too much of the house, so I pretty much did it down here. Let me make sure that my snow is going to fit perfect. Look at that. Let's cover the bottom of our stick, whatever it is, so it looks like it actually belongs there. And this one is going to go right down here in the corner, just like that. There you go. How cute is that? It looks like a cartoon. I love them. They are so cute. Okay, set this aside. We're going to let it dry. Let's go ahead and get our background on here done. Okay, I know you liked making the gnome sign. And remember, we basically did the same thing with the Merry Christmas. I told you on the canvas that I used my Jelly Roll pen, which is an opaque white gel pen. And I filled in the R, the small O, you know, all of that. So if you have one, you could probably do that on here. This is going to be a lot bigger. It's going to show a lot more. So I will probably end up replacing the letters with the paper insides. I probably won't do that on this video because you don't need to watch that. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your middles and go ahead and glue them in where they go. But of course we can't do that. Both of these pieces are going to be about a quarter inch all the way around. So just get it spaced over here on the bottom here. And this middle part doesn't matter because it's going to be covered by our pop-up. Okay, now on this one, don't forget these little pieces that are sticking into your letters because they will curl up and we don't want them getting caught on anything when you open the card either. It's about a quarter of an inch all the way around. I'm going to have to turn it so I can see. It's hard for me to stand up and look because the camera is up there. You are up there. Okay, hold on. Mine's not straight. And I have to sit way back so I don't get my head in your shot. So sometimes I got to pick it up. Let's go ahead and get our pop-up ready. And while we let this dry. Okay, you've got 2 red pieces left. One has an X score line and one has the 4. We're going to do this 4 first. This one goes down, or what other people call a mountain fold. And then both of these go up for valley folds. There we go, just like that. See? Now we're going to straighten it back out. Here's our 4 pieces. And you can put these guys in any order you would like. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to put the smaller, skinnier guys in the middle. That's not how I designed it, but I like that better. And look, you got 2 green, 2 reds. I'm going to flip that. You want it separate. Hey, like that. So let's get these guys glued in. Quick and easy. Make sure you get any little pieces that are sticking out because they will curl up. And we need to make sure that they're not going to get caught on something because these guys have to move. Okay, right there in the middle. Let's get all 4 of these guys glued in. And I'm doing it a little less than a quarter inch. This might be a quarter inch. This is a little less than a quarter inch. I just want to make sure that I get all these little bitty parts. Okay. And anyway, 2 weeks ago, the movie theater was packed because it was the new Black Panther movie. And my son came home from work. He works until almost midnight. So he came and goes, I'm tired. And I said, I bet you are. He goes, we were very busy. And I said, didn't I tell you that was going to happen? He goes, yes. Okay, I'm going to eyeball this about right in the middle. Here we go. Oh, got a little glue on my hands. I'll fix that. Then, of course, these littler, skinnier guys. I liked him because he's got a bell on his hat, a jingle bell on his hat. There he is. And this guy. And then all we're going to do is glue them on our long piece there. These guys are all the same height, so they look good together. Now we just need to attach them to our red. This card looks complicated, but actually, once you break it down, it's actually pretty easy. But it's fun, and it looks good whenever they open it. Okay, we've got about 1/8 of an inch, maybe, all the way around. I try to remember to get my corners. I always forget my corners, and then they curl up, and then I have to go back and redo them. Okay, just try to get these even. Then this guy, our peppermint, our candy cane guy. I thought these were really cute. But since they don't come with a back, I'm wondering if they're really made for vinyl. But it seems like everybody's doing vinyl these days. And I still like playing with paper. And it looks like you do too. And I still make t-shirts for my boys and, you know, stuff like that. I'm making a snowman made out of bowling balls. And the bottom one will be the round Special Olympics symbol for my son's bowling tournament on next Saturday. So, okay, look, here's your 4 guys, and they should fold up good, just like that, okay? Now, let's set them aside and let them dry. And let's get our mechanism done. Okay, this has score lines on an X in the middle here. And we are going to get it all folded up. So first, let's do the X's. I have better if I stick my fingernails in here to get it started. And we're just going to fold it sideways like this, okay? And if you want it a little crisper, you can. You just run this across like that. Very easy. Now, let's do the other side of the X. There we go. Okay. And this long one, you are going to do it coming towards you, okay? There we go, just like that. Okay, now open it up. Put your finger right here in the middle of your X on the back, just like this. Then we're going to turn it, and you're going to push up on your finger. There you go. Do you see how? Oh, you know what? You know what I did? I didn't refold them. I need you to go back and refold your X's towards the back. That's why. That's why mine's not popping right. There. Now look. This is what yours should look like. And what we're going to do is I'm going to squeeze these together, and it's going to turn and make it into a house shape. So you just keep pushing these sides in, and it will turn and make into a house shape. Just like that. And if you're worried about your folds, you can put them down. If you don't have a bone folder, there you go. That is your mechanism for your pop-up. So let's go ahead and get it put in. Okay. And then we will add in our other, here is our mechanics, and that's what we need to get in first. And let me show you what we're going to do. This goes right here in the fold. Okay. And we want it as close to this fold as we can possibly get it. But of course, it still needs to be able to fold. So first, we're going to put glue only on this triangle. And you want to put some pretty good glue on here because this is going to hold your pop-up. And make sure that it pops up nice out of the middle of your card. Okay, here we go. Okay. There you go. Now, you're going to turn it over. I'm going to pick up the side of my card like this, and you're going to put it in here and make sure that it's in the middle. I'm going to have to pick up mine because I can't see whether mine is in the middle. So I'm going to look at it right here. I'm going to get it as close to the middle as I possibly can. Make sure that it's straight. Okay, so there you go. Look. There. Then I'm going to close my card. There we go. Now this part's the easiest part. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to cover this triangle, but then all we're going to do is close the card. So let's get glue on this one. Now, this card is not made once it's completely done to go all the way back out flat like this. That's just not how it is. It's always going to be lifted up just a little bit because of the pop-up, which is good for display. So, you know, that's a good thing. Make sure you get all your glue. Okay, now we're just going to close the card. Just like that. I'll put a little pressure on it and get it sticking. There we go. Now, this is a good chance for me to talk to you about extra glue. This is good. It moves your stuff out of the way and puts it where it's supposed to go. So we like the wet glue. But once you are done with this card, you are going to want to let it sit out for a few hours, overnight, something like that, to make sure that your glue is dried really, really well. Now, we're going to attach our pop-up, and it's going to be a lot easier than you think. You're going to take your gnomes and you're going to fold them in half, okay? And I'm going to put this on this side. Make sure that they're right side up. You don't want to put upside down. And we're going to put it right here in the middle of this X. Now, I'm going to try to match up my thing with this. If it gets a little off, it's not a big deal. We can trim it after. Okay, so make sure you're right in the middle of the X. Your pop-up's pretty square on your mechanics. Okay, then I'm gonna open it all the way out now that we know it's half. Now, do you see where my mechanics is sticking up here? I'm going to turn it just a little tiny bit. And again, if it shows, we can fix that. Now, we've got everything lined up. I am going to take this and I'm going to fold it back. And we are going to glue this square only above the score. Okay? Just this square. Just like that. And then you're just going to smooth it down flat. Now, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Only, I'm going to have to turn it. Sorry, guys. I got to be able to see. We are going to glue the bottom square. Okay? Below the score line. Just like this. And then we're going to smooth this out. And if your card isn't laying flat, that's fine. It's not supposed to. But when you close your card, pull this up. Okay, just be very careful because you got wet glue. Okay, this one for me is not bending, right? There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to practice and help our cards remember. Okay, there we go. Look at that. But you need to practice it. And you can do this after we're completely done too, before you put it in your envelope, just to help, because your paper needs to learn what it's supposed to do. So what we're going to do, and if your glue is wet, still wet, and it's not sticking, then you wait on this part, okay? We are going to practice. We need our paper to get used to opening and closing the right way. So now I'm going to close it. Perfect. Open it. Perfect. See? So let's go ahead and put this guy in. I told you I didn't use the little yellow stars, but of course, if you want to put some here and maybe running up the page, that would be adorable. The reason this guy's way over here to the left and he's so small is so our pop-ups don't hit him. But you kind of need something of interest down here, and of course you have room to sign. There we go. And then we've got a couple pieces of holly, and I just thought this needed a little bit more interest. Up here it was kind of boring, and I wanted to put a little bit of green, because it ties it all together. Okay. I am real bad. I try to let go of my perfectionism as much as I can, because it just kills my creativity. And I've kind of, as I'm getting older, not 60 yet, but it's knocking on the door. I realize that most people don't even notice. Unless they're a card maker, they're not going to inspect your card and say, oh, this one isn't perfectly straight. Nobody's going to look at it that close. This is, again, another personal choice. I want to put a line in my holly. Just a little one. Just so it looks better. Look, see what a difference 4 little lines make? Look at that. You're done with the inside of your card, of course, except for your letter middles. You are done. Let's make sure my pen is dry. Let's make sure that it still opens and closes good. Okay, now that you've got everything added back, just make sure. Look at that. We're almost done. All you have to do is put your cover on, and we already fixed the cover. Oh, there you go. Now, make sure that your card is right side up because you don't want to glue this on upside down. Let me get my corners in, some glue in my corners, especially on this. And remember, leave your card out so it will dry. Lots of glue in lots of different places on this card. This is about as long as I will leave it closed until I've had a couple hours. Now, this should be the same as everything else, about a 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, let me pick mine up so I can see if it is straight, and it is. And look what you made. Look, how cute is this? Now watch. Look at that. You did a great job. I am so proud of you.